Welcome, listeners and viewers alike, to the Joey and Tyler SuperPower Hour. We're about to go through the gaming news for the past week, things that are relevant, things that are going on, things that caught our interest, and things that we hope that you are interested in as well.
Yeah.
I think the top of the list, we've already talked about this today, and this has been like the number one thing in gaming news this week. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, so far is a great success. It is receiving tons and tons of accolades. I mean, they are just overspilling out all over the internet. And each and every one are just extolling the virtues of this game. It's one of the first games in a while that just receives that flood of 10 out of 10 that I think it genuinely deserves. Like, that is a credit, maybe even 11 out of 10. And my favorite thing is the number one response in the gaming community is a Hideo Kojima game. Which, it goes back, and it actually confuses me to some degree that, you know, looking back at each game in this series, it has been a splendid release, and there has been no doubt that it's been a Hideo Kojima game. Each of these games is a work of art by Hideo Kojima. And Konami has worked so hard to clean his name off of all the promotional material, all of everything going on the internet, and I don't know exactly why they would do that, because you can't disguise Kojima's own artistic flair.
No, everything Kojima does is very, very particular.
Yeah, I mean, that is the one question that I have for Konami is, who exactly do you think you are fooling?
You can't. It's like from the moment I loaded that game, because I downloaded it, like the moment I played Phantom Pain,
yeah,
I was like, okay, this smacks of Snake Eater if the creators took a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Because this game is huge. Like when they said, oh yeah, it's basically based off of the entire Afghan desert. Like, no, you took the entire Afghan desert and then added stuff to it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what you did. That's what you done did.
But yeah,
it's huge.
And you can go to their storefront page right now on the Steam community, and like all of the top comments are a thumbs up and then a Hideo Kojima game in all caps.
Yeah.
Like, that is a craze that is caught on in a major way, and I appreciate that a lot, and I know Hideo Kojima does.
Absolutely.
I know since that falling out with Konami, I know he's probably watched this release very, very closely.
Yeah.
So I hope that everybody receiving this as warmly as they did has really warmed his heart, because what's killing me is this is probably going to be the last Metal Gear Solid game.
It is discouraging, because that game has always been, like, in the past 3 years is when I first actually started playing Metal Gear Solid games. Never played them when they were originally released, excuse me. But when I played Snake Eater for the first time, dude, I was just blown away at how well that game aged.
Absolutely.
Because that is a beautiful game, and the gameplay is just flawless.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have a new, essentially, I'm not saying the game is Snake Eater, but I'm saying we have a new Snake Eater. We have a new icon that represents stealth gaming or espionage gaming, and we needed it.
This is every bit the hit that Snake Eater was so many years ago. So I think it's fair to say that this is like a modern Snake Eater as far as how popular it is, what it does for the overall franchise of Metal Gear Solid.
And dude, I'm telling you, it is definitely worth the money. It's worth more.
Probably.
Like, dude, I would pay literally $10.
They give you a dog.
Price.
Oh my God, you get Diamond Dog, and I'm not going to spoil anything about it, but he's adorable.
I became a woman for like 10 minutes after I found that stupid puppy.
God. No, it's not becoming a woman, and we can't use that in a derogatory sense.
I'm not saying a derogatory sense.
You became a dog.
I squeed, like all the squee that was
just a dog lover.
Just exited out of my nose.
I won't even spoil what kind of dog it is. You need to play this game. And I won't say anything else about the game itself.
I would never refer to being a woman as a derogatory thing, but I'm just saying, like, my complete mentality just shifted.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to kill me some commies. And then I see a puppy, and I drop my rifle and drop to my knees and go...
Yeah, but because, I mean, this whole the entire Diamond Dogs, the myriad of name they have for themselves, they are the hardest collection of hard mercenaries. Like they have to wipe with cheese graters. They are
I was
hard.
just about to say, okay, they literally, after they eat a meal, they wipe their mouths with Green Berets.
Yeah,
like, they're friggin' hard.
And everybody just coos over this puppy. It's wonderful.
Everyone, like anytime you interact with an NPC in the game that's related to you.
Sort of cheated, and I know a special thing about this game that happens on your birthday. And I'm not going to spoil that either. But if you are like me and made your birthday September 2nd for the sake of playing this game, because my first thought is, why would they ask?
Yeah.
Stealth RPGs don't care what your birthday is, and why would you ask? But if you go to base on your birthday, a special thing happens, and it's wonderful. Everybody just restart your game and change your birthday.
My birthday is next day. Yeah. I think I'm probably going to do that.
You probably need to. It's really,
I totally didn't even pay attention to that. It was like, what's your birthday? I didn't think that was going to be anything relevant.
Well, I don't have a birthday. I have a manufacturer date.
That's right. They assembled you out of dead GIs being shipped home.
Out of basically string gum and broken dreams. Just that's... But let's move on. I wanted to touch on Nintendo just as a subject, as a topic.
Yeah.
We've talked in the past couple of weeks how they teamed up with Facebook for promotion for Super Mario Maker, and they teamed up with Hot Wheels, and they're really casting a wide net on promoting the new Mario Maker. But one of the big storefronts for Best Buy is going to be Super Mario Maker. It's going to be this huge thing in the window.
Well,
but they have cast such a wide net in promotion and actually expanding just Nintendo in general. Amazon recently opened up the Nintendo Digital Download Store, allowing players to purchase all sorts of content, to access Wii U games, Wii games, 3DS games just by logging into your network account at the time of purchase. So now you can do that through Amazon, and that seems just as much Amazon expanding as Nintendo, because we talked last week how they purchased Twitch last year. So they're getting way into the gaming situation. So that's something to look forward to with that. And I like that Nintendo is expanding the sport, so to speak, and playing ball with all these different companies and getting so many different people involved in what's going on with them. So that's something to look forward to, I think, as far as what they're trying to cook up.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, though, I've been really, really trying to keep track of and crop through all the rumors that are popping up about the Nintendo NX, the new console that they're coming up with.
Mm-hmm.
And so much stuff that you can find about this new console is usually a lie, or something that somebody has just stewed up in a crock, or you just can't find any validation for it anywhere on the internet. It's like, this person said this and nobody else corroborates.
Yeah.
Roll the dice. It's one of those things. And there's a lot of rumors regarding it, and the topic itself is still being widely debated. You still find people online who think, well, there's not going to be a Nintendo EX. This is a lie. This is all a hoax. This is a dream that we're having.
Yeah.
But it's hard to fit it into just a news subject, because so much of it is hard to bring around to and give it a foot to stand on. But some of the most recent rumors that I've caught up with are a high focus on anti-piracy for both the portable and the regular home system for this console. Mm-hmm. So whatever they're going to do with that. The last time there was a high focus on anti-piracy, we got all this half-crock DRM shit.
And it was bad.
It was awful. Like, no, this is necessary for piracy. Like, well, your numbers don't show that. So
No.
But there will be a new portable system that is to come out first. Apparently, they're going to debut the new portable system before they do anything else. So the Wii U is going to remain a fixture in the home for a little while longer. So that that's good.
Yeah.
Seeing as how it's still pretty new.
Well, all I can say is anti-piracy. I think it's a very don't touch the stove eye kind of mentality. It's like, listen, whenever I hear about piracy numbers just going through the roof, I don't bat an eyelash, because I'm just like, dude, if your content is that easily stolen, dude. Really?
Well, that's what they're putting the focus on, though. That was the point of DRM and a lot of this always online crap, is if there is a set registry and everything like that you can't get around, then they can't just get a ROM for this game and then retweak it to work on whatever they want.
Yeah, that's true. But also, it's like anything, video games, music, whatever.
Yeah.
I just say, like, listen, I say either protect it all the way or stop complaining.
Well, like, the biggest problem with the DRM is it was just tremendously inconvenient for the gamer.
Absolutely.
And that proved to be more detrimental than the piracy.
Yeah.
So, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Which evil are you going to pick?
Yeah.
And, as far as it comes to, like, PC gamers, that's not even their biggest complaint or anything like that. Their biggest complaint is they can't run the discs from games from Windows 98 and stuff like that. And I'm like, why would you even bother when you can buy most of those games on Steam or Good Old Game?
Yeah.
Freaking Humble Bundle, man. What are you doing?
Come on, hook it up, dude.
Humble Bundle's like, I want to pay a penny for 4 games. Well, you just got 4 games, man. Just get
look
on.
what you done did. But,
I love the Humble Bundle. It makes me feel like such a philanthropist. But last week we talked about Nintendo using some third-party support for their amiibos and stuff like that. And I wanted to bring up amiibos again because their next wave is set to come out here pretty soon. And some particular attention has been brought to the Bowser Jr., the Baby Bowser amiibo. And he's going to be, I think, North American Toys R Us only and not for pre-order is my understanding of that now. Somebody please correct us if we're wrong, but the Bowser Jr., you can go to Toys R Us anywhere in North America. That's essentially Canada and the U.S. I don't know about Mexico just yet, but the Toys R Us there, you can get Baby Bowser. So I would, if that's one that you are determined to get, I would get there as soon as I could because I don't think this is going to be a pre-order release. It's grabbing a lot of limelight for Bowser Jr., considering how you can get some off Amazon, some from Walmart, some from GameStop, and normally you can pre-order there. I don't know exactly what the thinking was behind the non-pre-order stuff, so it is... Yeah. It is whatever they want to do with that. This is Nintendo's amiibo business. Also, I think we did mention this last week, but then Nintendo did file again for the licensing registry to get some of the older amiibos back. So some of us who missed out on Marth and Ike and guys like that are going to get another shot at it, which is nice. Now, unless people who just got them the first time are going to buy them again and then just sell them on eBay at a jacked up price, which is my fear.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, there are employees that work at these places that can be shady like that.
No kidding. No kidding.
And that's really, really disgusting, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we're often surprised when we find out that this clean cut face of the company can have the moral aptitude of a 18th century snake oil salesman, but that them's the breaks.
That reference, though.
That's the hiring process.
Yeah, it is what it is, and that's not a shot at Walmart or GameStop or anything like that. I'm a fan of GameStop. Actually, a lot of people are. Oh my God! Oh, that's not on the stream. They can't see that.
No.
Okay, never mind.
I'm ruined.
Oh, that's adorable.
I'm ruined.
Good Lord.
Oh.
We can't put that on the stream, can
we?
Oh, I'll try. He's going to try. Everybody, he's going to try and put Diamond Dog on the stream, and he is the best buddy ever.
Aren't you?
Reminds me of my dog, and I want a dog again.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I love me some DP.
Oh, God, what is he doing? Oh, it's getting up. It's cutting me out. That's fine.
Nope. It's messing up doing it live.
Yeah, that's bad.
Nope, we can't do it.
Yeah.
And you've killed me. I'm lost in space now.
You've turned him into...
okay, I'm back. I got back from space, everybody. It was a wonderful trip.
Yeah.
The vacuum of space is actually rather cold, which was good for me, and there was no air.
But you enjoyed it because it was space.
It was space, and space is radical.
Space is
I got to hang out with the stars.
Anyway.
Get my good side. Stop putting up pictures of the dog from Metal Gear Solid.
I love that.
Guys, you don't understand. This is the best character in any video game ever. Ever.
So precious. I will say this. One thing, and it's not Nintendo related, but there is one game that I'm actually really excited for.
Mm-hmm.
Blood Bowl 2.
Ooh.
I am a huge Blood Bowl fan. Because I'm a huge just Warhammer anything fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you ever played the original Blood Bowl. Did you ever get a chance to play that?
I have
for
not.
PC. It is essentially turn-based football, and it is amazing. It is literally the only kind of football that I like. It's Blood Bowl.
Turn-based.
It's turn-based. It's literally an
I see.
RTS.
I just see the real life version of this now. Hey, it's not your turn.
It's like there's a guy over here like with his head hanging off, going offside. But I'm serious. It's every Warhammer race versus each other in a giant evil Super Bowl, and it is awesome. It is absolutely awesome.
Radical.
And I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll stick with like Unreal Online or something.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Humiliation.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
I love Unreal.
In other Nintendo news, keep your ear to the ground. Splatoon keeps getting new content, mostly these days with the mini splatter.
Hola.
That's right. Oh, I thought you were pointing at something. I was like, is there a man? What happened?
Is there a creature?
Thought somebody snuck in here to like do us harm, to perpetrate an awful deed. But no, the mini splat gun is going to take less time to charge up and not splat as big an area, but they are adding new content to diversify gameplay. So I like that they're doing this very, very frequently. That's showing a lot of support for this game, and it's getting crazy, crazy competitive, and I like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Josh telling me to be careful about smacking the table.
Because we might break it.
Yes, because of my karate.
His karate.
My karate.
And high karate.
Well, we've reached about the halfway point in our hour, and I did want to take a moment just to promote a few of the things that we're doing and the things, the people that we're working with. Not the things. We're not working with things. That's dumb.
We're doing.
But of course, you can find us on Twitter at Take This at Take This Studios. You're listening to Take This Podcast, or you're watching the Joey and Tyler SuperPower Hour. Please also find Take This Studios on YouTube. It's youtube.com/TakeThisStudios. You can find Joey on Twitter at JoeHooligan89. I'm at Wizard Soup, and you can find myself on YouTube as well at youtube.com/WizardSoupGaming. I do want to take this extra moment to give a shout out to a good friend of ours at youtube.com/TheHappyCat. That is HAPPIE happy. Make sure you get that spelling right or you're going to find something weird. But she does a lot of interesting game-related stuff as far as development is concerned. She does, the usual Let's Plays and just gaming conversations, but she also does Let's Make, where she takes the time to cover key development concepts that have actually gone a long way towards educating me to the development process of game, and I can actually respect what people are doing now when they're making crappy games and I'm dumping on them.
I literally learned like a great deal about game development.
Are you ready to make a game right now?
I was about to say, I'm retarded. like whenever I
just the matter-of-fact approach to announcing that's kind of cut.
I'm not even kidding, man.
Wow.
I am an intellectual thimble. But every time I watch her videos, I'm just like, I might do that one day.
I know, though. She actually has a fantastic project going on right now where she's passing the development of a single game along to different developers down the line, and we're just kind of seeing what that yields. If you want some more information on this specific project, go to thereddit.com, and you can find her subreddit there, The Happy Makers. Happy spelled the same way, of course. That's HAPPIE. And that'll give you a lot more details and actually let you keep track of the progress of this game development. So give that a look. I mean, it'll only take just a second. Just shoot right on over there and see what she's got going on. Again, please do check out her YouTube channel. Leave her a like, leave her a comment, subscribe, whatever it is that you do. But definitely give her a look. The Let's Make stuff is crazy interesting.
Like, I don't care what you're into. It's almost like hypnotic watching her do this stuff because it's very, very, like, there's no real, like, intellectual, like, break in what she's doing. It's very fluid, she always knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
But she does it in a very, like, calm, very, like, I don't want to say dumbed down.
Well, I mean, it's the professionalism because she's in the gaming industry.
Yeah.
And it's good to see somebody who is in the industry doing this because she's going to show you the appropriate way to do it, like you would do it if you were part of a company doing this.
And she also doesn't try to go out of her way to use, like, lingo the entire time. Like, she's very, like, normal about what she's doing. That's why I'm able to watch it and go,
yeah.
So pretty neat.
I did want to announce that we are getting a big list of games together that we'll be having for a giveaway sometime in the distant future. It's not going to happen right away, but one lucky person is going to get about $200 worth of PC games. So be on the lookout for whatever we're doing with that. I know Josh is cooking up something crazy. It's probably going to be some competition, maybe a game development competition.
Yeah.
Do it. But
totally.
Actually, that's
I won't enter in that.
That's not a bad idea. You're learning though from the Happy Cat. You could win $200 PC game or $200 PC games.
Okay.
You could do this.
I said retarded.
I believe in you.
Do I have to further?
I have what you think is inconsequential. I have every faith in you.
So I can do it.
You can. And just like that.
Thank you, Tyler.
That's all it takes. That like a spoonful of magic.
I was about to say that and like just... No, that's not going to happen.
Well, yeah.
But, yeah. It should be good. It should be good. I just realized that...
Did you?
Yeah. That's...
Go on. You realize that, yeah?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I had a moment. Go ahead.
I do want to move along into some of our PlayStation 4, Sony gaming news, things like that. First off, with the new Uncharted 4 bundle coming out for your PlayStation 4 that you can get. And it brought to light an interesting fact. There are so many bundles available right now. Everything from the Uncharted 4 bundle. You've also got the Taken King bundle that's coming out for Destiny. And it comes with like a special PlayStation 4 and the super limited edition Darth Vader one that keeps floating around for the Star Wars bundle. There's so many PlayStation 4 bundles, and
everything is bundled.
I know. It's providing an interesting environment for the gamer, and specifically people who do not have a PlayStation 4 yet.
Yeah.
So, what do you get? What do you go for? Like, normally you would pick this for, like, games that would be coming out with the bundle, and I think they actually have more bundles coming up, like, on the horizon. Like, you can expect more from this. So,
what it seems they're doing is they're just trying to, like, totally like cram all these bundles down like so that like
I don't know
before
if
the fall officially gets kicked up.
I don't know if they are just flooding the market, prepping for like the fall buying season of gaming and stuff like that, so that why would you just buy a regular PlayStation 4 at this price when you can get all of this stuff in a bundle for this price?
Yeah.
Like it's just an interesting way. Like I don't think we've seen this in recent years to this magnitude.
Yeah, well I don't know. I think that the bundling strategy can get annoying because it's just kind of like, oh, so wait, why would you buy, like you just said, why would you buy a PS4 this bad and you getting this? Listen, there's a reason.
It's an interesting buy opportunity.
Well, of course, but it's like, dude, I came into the store to buy a PS4. I meant that to Rob. I came into this store.
No, you didn't either. You apologize to these people for lying. Okay.
But I came into the store to buy a PS4, not a PS4, and then like, oh, after that I'm gonna leave, and then I'm gonna go buy a chandelier. Like I have a very explicit like amount of money like in my head that I'm going to spend.
Well, you have no idea what marketing is then.
Yeah, so, well, obviously not.
Because I mean, if you know that you're going to buy a PS4 and you know that there's a game that you want, why not save a little money on both and get this bundle?
No, that's true.
But I mean, this is strictly. I mean, this is 101 marketing.
Yeah,
this is ground level stuff. If you go in and you have it set in your head to just buy a PS4, then you can just ignore the bundles altogether and just buy a PS4.
Yeah.
I mean, the bundles aren't hurting anybody, but it is sort of kind of like creating an interesting environment, like I said, where they are flooding the market. I'm going to have to sit on my hands.
We're going to have to.
And because the mic is sitting on the desk, it's picking it up really, really badly. But it is creating that buying environment, which is good.
Which is awesome, yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to provide some interesting metrics for Sony about, you know, what people are excited about, what games, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's the read.
But moving right along in the PlayStation 4 news, I've got more slides here. Oh, well, you can just make that bigger. I'll keep ignoring it.
Yeah.
This upcoming week, gamers can also look forward to the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 4 3.0 firmware update, which is going to clean a lot of things up as far as the system is concerned, which is a good time to do it because we're getting right up on the PlayStation 4's second full year of being out.
Yep.
And to be included, I think they're going to have like improved cloud storage. They're going to polish up a lot of the social features, and the live streaming to YouTube will of course be integrated then. So I don't look at this to be like a groundbreaking, revolutionary update, but it does look like it's going to sort a lot of things out. You know that gamers have been complaining about.
They're trying.
No, I mean, they're listening.
Yeah, exactly.
And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's the fact that they're listening to the gamers.
That's all I want.
That's all I expect. That's their money. That's our fun.
That's all I should expect.
If we have fun with like good software and fun games and great systems, and they get paid for it, then everybody's happy.
Then
everything is good.
Yeah. Like, I mean, one of the things that I think can come off as really like snooty about the gaming community is, like we expect to get more, like we act like $60 is like the biggest amount of money in the world.
Well, it's more expensive than games have ever been.
Oh yeah,
it's not
absolutely.
super expensive, but it is more expensive than games have ever been. And I understand that now you have to pay more for the systems and everything that it takes to run this. And what am I trying to say? Unity and stuff like that. Like that one's free, but other software to create these games and engineer these spectacular graphics and cutscenes that everybody's wild about. And it's not what sells me on a game, but there are a lot of people that look very seriously at graphics. Gamers are a confused bunch. We are. Some people think that graphics makes a game.
I wouldn't go anywhere near that.
Earlier I was poking fun at myself just for being the oldest one in the room and poking fun at you youngins for being on my lawn, but I did grow up spending quarters on Galaga. Graphics has never been a thing to me.
I've never, like, my favorite game, ever.
And I can see how people can start to think that. I'm not going to just harp on people like, graphics doesn't make a game, blah, 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 blah. Well, I mean, it's nice when a game's pretty.
It's a part of it.
I mentioned that this morning in the Lich Battle Mage. For all my problems with the game, it's an excellent environment that they crafted up. It's good to look at. It's inventive.
The way you explained it made me want to play it just on the absurdity of it.
Oh, yeah.
But
for those who haven't played it, Lichdom Battle Mage is a weird name for a weird game where you undergo the first part of the story, and it's a short first part of the story, and suddenly wind up with magnificent wizard powers and are an unstoppable god beast. Go.
Enjoy.
There is no mana bar. There is no, you don't need a warrior character to sit there and take the blows for you. You are an unstoppable god beast wizard. It seems like a game that should be tailor-made for me.
Absolutely. But it ain't. It's tailor-made.
You know what? We'll get to all that later. That is not gaming news.
But I will say, I will corroborate what you're talking about is the idea that, growing up, my two favorite games, Rampage and Contra.
Rampage is incredible.
Rampage was amazing. And that wasn't, this amazing, graphically beautiful thing. But it was great.
Well, I even know younger kids, and they talk about the new Zelda game and stuff like that. I'll say, man, you need to play Ocarina of Time. And I don't say it because then they'll go back and say, this game is ugly. It's old. This is balls.
Okay, it was let me explain something.
And you know what? You have to remember that at the time, that was cutting edge graphics.
My mother is a beautiful woman.
What?
She is rather aged. She's older, obviously, because she's my mother. If you called my mother ugly, I would cut you.
But so Ocarina of Time is not your mother. I didn't recommend Ocarina of Time to these kids because it is graphically pretty. I recommended it to them
because it's amazing.
Because it has everything that a game needs to have. Because
being old has nothing to do with it.
And here we are back on Nintendo, and this is absolutely free, Nintendo. I'm about to talk about a game for you. But no, Ocarina of Time is everything that a game should be. It is a wonderfully fleshed out world full of characters that have their own stories and things that go on. The world is incredible in and of itself. When you're a kid, you're running around and the world is full of life. There's things going on in the city. It's not like a lot of games where you walk into a city and you find 3 NPCs.
Yeah.
There's everybody everywhere doing everything. And then when you come back as an adult, it's this horrible ghost town full of re-deads that scream, and it's awful.
Yeah.
It horrified me in my dreams.
Oh, dude, Ocarina of Time, that was like a zombie game before zombie games, dude. I played that thing, and I just realized, the moment I came back as an adult, and I'm in that little area, and everything's all mudded up and zombied, I'm just sitting there going, I don't want a hug. I never wanted a hug from you. I didn't want to hug you when you were alive, so I'm going to kill you.
Well, yeah.
That game made me paranoid.
Even the people who didn't die, the guy who worked at the farm now owns the farm when you come back as an adult. And, as far as the world being fleshed out, in just about every scene and every scape that you're at, Mount Doom is hovering in the background with that cloud around it. And it's a great game that also tells the bulk of its story through gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
And that I think is the most important thing that anybody who is a game developer and listening should take away from this.
Absolutely.
Is that exposition
Because
is not how you tell your story.
That literally does not get done.
And
anymore.
You don't see that to such a degree in even some of the more recent Zelda games. There's a lot more exposition in them these days. You don't have to tell me the story when I'm experiencing it, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, do you want to hear Granddad's war stories, or do you want to join the Marines?
Are you ready for this segue back into the gaming news? Speaking of gaming stories and the conclusion thereof, Dragon Age Inquisition... Dragon Age Inquisition is actually getting a tremendous patch at 4 gigabytes. But patch 1.11 should knock out a lot of the bugs that the game is plagued with right now, and it's adding new content. Shut up, that was a good one.
I'm just reflecting upon what just happened in the past 2 minutes.
I know, but we spent far too much time talking about Ocarina of Time.
Hey, this is a gaming
Or perhaps not enough time, you're right.
Gaming stream. I don't want people to watch this.
And I know that game makes basically every top 10 list, but it's like Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain. It's because it should.
It's because it's become the gold standard of amazing.
And you know, we talked about the graphics. That game didn't just kind of like set the trend for graphics of the time for Zelda.
It was just
it revolutionized graphics for everybody.
Like even like non-AAA like games, you know, like Force Gemini, all these games that were good, but that just didn't get any publicity. Everything graphically, at least, that Zelda did, everyone tried to imitate. Everyone tried to imitate, and a lot of them failed, which I find weird. But
it happens.
It happens. But yeah, beautiful. Dragon Age.
Moving back into it, Dragon Age was in and of itself a spectacular story, and I like that they're adding content to be able to, I mean, for people who have finished it, to go back and maybe get a new experience on a different playthrough, something like that. So, you know, in the similar thing that Nintendo's doing with Splatoon, I like it when companies just add in extra content to keep interest in this game moving, because Dragon Age Inquisition is really new.
And really
for people to just finish it and put it down. Because, I mean, it's an RPG. It's about the story. There's only so many ways to play through it once you create the character X many times.
Essentially, yeah.
Because no matter what, you play through that specific intro and then you're back into the main story.
And what I loved about Dragon Age is, like, actually Dragon Age Inquisition was my first Dragon Age game.
Oh?
Believe it or not. And that's what I thought was really cool about Inquisition, is that when you make your character, depending on the combination of attributes that you give your character, it actually gives him a backstory. And I thought that was awesome, dude. Like, everything is story-driven in Dragon Age.
Yep.
Like, everything. And
it always has been, and the most important thing is that it's a story about the characters. I think we've actually talked about Dragon Age before. Dragon Age is a spectacular example of a wonderful story that is driven by the characters. Even the characters' individual backstories, like in Dragon Age Oregon.
Dragon Age Oregon.
In Dragon Age Oregon Trail, I'd play that game.
I would totally play that.
I'd play that game.
That'd be the most boring RPG ever. Dragon Age Oregon.
Well, come on, Alistair Morgan. We have to ford the river.
Okay.
It would be wonderful.
It would be.
But, I mean, it continued on into Dragon Age 2 with just the introduction of so many wonderful characters that came up around Hawk, who was the worst character.
Yeah. A lot. Yeah, just playing Inquisition made me want to play all the Dragon Age.
Yeah.
I was like,
you really need to go back and play. I actually started when Origins came out, and I had it for PC and got 2 immediately, and it was a weird game in the series. But it was very much still driven by the story. You just didn't know what most of the story was about for the first half of the game.
You're like, okay.
But we've hit Nintendo, we've hit PlayStation 4. Let's move into some Xbox. Why are people dancing on the screen?
I hate it.
All right.
Okay.
But moving into some Xbox news is Halo 5 is drawing ever closer, and the excitement is growing for that. Fallout 4 is just exploding. So many people are excited about that, and Josh has a goofy smile on right now. All you have to do is say Fallout 4. Around Josh, everybody's gonna lose him for like weeks.
Yeah.
We're gonna be wondering where Josh is. We're gonna be in here like trying to stream.
You're wondering where I am, dude. I'm gonna be in my room. Yeah, I'm just going to be ruined.
But it has recently been said that Fallout 4 is going to contain more dialogue than Fallout 3 and Skyrim put together.
Oh.
Right? That is going to be a lot of dialogue, and it is a hallmark technically because it's going to be more dialogue than has ever been in a Bethesda game. Holy shit!
That's
you got a lot of conversations to have. Josh.
Yeah, I was going to say, back in the 30s, they called that a talkie. That is going to be a rambling game.
That is a lot of talking. But I'm hoping that they use all of that to expand this world and the story and what's going on and really create the depth that we know and love in Fallout games.
To me, Fallout 3 was my jam. I mean, I love New Vegas, but 3 was more gritty. It was way more intense.
It was.
And see, that's why when I heard that, man, there's going to be a whole lot, just the conversations alone, in Fallout 4 are going to blow your mind. And see, I love that kind of stuff because I think that Fallout is one of those games that it can really set the theme just from a conversation you have with the town doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, oh, it's just kind of oh, as soon as you go outside, you're going to get stabbed. And it's like,
well,
I believe you. Do you have a gun? And then he's like, yes! And I'm just like, that's
hell of a doctor.
Yeah, Fallout is the Compton of games. It's just kind of we're all going to die.
Basically, yeah.
We're all going to get shot in the face or eaten by a scorpion.
I don't know. I still love the soundtrack for the Fallout game.
Oh.
Big Iron by
I
Marty
was about
Robbins.
to say it. Big Iron.
Yeah, that's the best game to run around the dystopian desert too.
Just shooting people as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here to do some business with the big iron on my hip.
Yeah, with the
big iron.
Okay. But yeah, Fallout 4 is going to be amazing. It's going to be just grand.
Will you please move that tweet of the man
Okay, please.
It's risky though.
And that is wonderful, but it needs to not happen.
It seriously
It
needs
is
to be.
the single most distracting thing, and Joey is sitting right beside me. Thank you.
Thank you.
But
I was about to expect as soon as that went dark, I thought it was going to enlarge it.
oh no. In the situation of Fallout, they are also set to be the next game franchise to get its own iteration of the classic Monopoly board game. That is right. So you can pass go to collect 20 caps. Something along those lines.
Essentially, yeah.
And I wonder what free parking is going to turn into in jail, because the entire perimeter of the game board is just going to be popular locations from Fallout.
Of course.
But I want to know what the pieces are going to be. I want to know caps has to be the currency,
and one of them has to be that guy.
Yeah,
of course.
This guy. Yeah,
that guy.
The guy on our coasters that we put our drinks on.
Yeah. But yeah.
But I'm not the biggest Monopoly fan. Having said that, I also own classic Monopoly. I own Pokemon Monopoly. I own Nintendo Monopoly, and I might own Fallout Monopoly. Okay, to be fair, the Pokemon and the Nintendo I won with tickets when I worked at the arcade. So I didn't just buy those, but they were there, and it was the only thing besides a lava lamp that I wanted. It's also why I have 8 lava lamps.
That's why his attic looks like the 70s.
Shut up! It's really cool.
It's really cool.
I have a lot of awesome lava lamps. You shut your mouth.
Yes. You have the sexiest room ever.
I wouldn't say that lava lamps are sexy.
It was a very awful stereotype.
Okay, yeah. Well, you stop. That's right.
But, yeah. I don't know how to feel about... I'm not a Monopoly guy either. The last game of Monopoly I played, I got... bad. Yeah. It nearly ruined my thing.
I finished exactly one game of Monopoly. I was telling you guys about this earlier. It took us 13 hours.
It involved money.
Because we're all pretending to be Bill Gates, apparently, and nobody could stop us. But it is awful.
Yeah, I was about to say, when you think you're Condolamo from Rocco's Modern Life, and then you play Monopoly, and then it knocks you down a peg, you're like, oh.
I didn't even wind up winning that game. That was a 13-hour investment of my time. That was an absolute waste. It's almost like when you play Risk and the game goes on a little too long and somebody gets fed up and just says screw it and starts marching as hard as they can, just rolling dice.
Yeah, just like Yeah, playing. I think D&D is a great example of that. When people are just like, we get sick of it, and we're just like, what, screw it, roll. And for some reason, we crit more when we're rolling out of frustration.
I haven't played D&D that much.
I'm a pathetic nerd. But yes.
Either way, let's not attach any pejorative to someone who plays D&D regularly. Now, shall we?
Yeah.
But moving back into the indie scene, I've been playing a lot of games on Steam recently and looking at a lot of different things there. Recently, I've talked about it before. It's been the subject of a first look for me. Dungeon Souls is a fantastic game. It is a fantastic game. And I've been playing it a lot, even after the fact. Like, normally after I finish it and, get a review out or something like that, I'll put it down and move on to other things. I still devote a lot of time to Dungeon Souls, in which you are just one of your unlockable characters, either barbarian, wizard, archer, what have you, and you're running around this dungeon having been recently revived into this hellish place, and you have to open up seals and move on to the next level of dungeon and so on and so forth. But there's secret libraries full of wizards that I can't seem to kill. Damn it. Well, basically, you get into the room with the wizard, and then suddenly everything is fire.
That's what I am.
That is the end of that.
Everything
is fire. Everything is awful forever, always. And it's hard to beat the wizard because of that. But Steak the Barbarian got me there.
Steak the Barbarian.
Anytime there's a barbarian class, I name them Steak. Shut up.
I knew that, but it's still funny.
Well, shut up. Steak the Barbarian is absolutely everything that it needs to be. And the Barbarian class, just in general, is overpowered as hell because they have a huge health bar. Yeah.
They cannot be beat.
In the includable classes, there's also like warrior, there's archer, necromancer, there's a thief, there's a wizard, there's something called a dark knight who switches between weapons, and that's sort of the crux of what they do. And the chakram is weird, but
and then they go back to their mansion.
Oh, you shut up. But moving on, I've also been playing Ink recently, and I think that's going to be next week, Saturday morning Steam.
Ink?
Yeah, it's almost a rage platformer because the entire world around you is invisible, and you are this little square that moves along and leaves an ink trail behind you, and as you hop, you can explode and throw ink everywhere. You sort of discover the world and the platforming around you by doing so.
That's pretty cool.
And the game gets unreasonably difficult later on when there are things shooting at you and there are enemies that you have to Goomba stomp, and it's radical, and it is a fun game.
That's awesome.
But it's right up there with games like Meat Boy and Rage Quit because sometimes there are just spikes for no reason, and it's there to kill you, and you have to play this level a lot.
Unfair Mario. God, how long has it been?
Oh
my God, that brought back flashbacks. I was like, Unfair Mario. Because you said spikes for no reason. I was like,
spikes for no reason. No, I mean, it's all insta-death stuff, like really, really old school Mega Man. Like, you just walk on the wrong square.
Yeah, that's like,
you're done.
And you're Dunsky. Yeah, it's a shame.
But I know you were talking about Helldivers earlier. Do you have any other indie games that you've been playing or looking at recently?
Not really. Because that's one of the amazing things about Helldivers is that immersive. You get sucked into it, like the way. Like, think about the first couple years you were constantly playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
it's that immersive because you're just like.
Oh, that was in fact a time of my life.
Yeah.
It really, really was.
But I still will encourage anybody with ears and an aspiration for gaming. Mm-hmm. Helldivers is the jam.
God,
anyway, it really is the jam.
Well, there's actually a lot of indie games floating around right now, and a couple of them have made it to my set of fishbowl games that I check a couple of times a day. Verdi is an excellent one because I'm growing plants in real time. I'm not much of a gardener, and I can't really plant at my computer.
You have a blue thumb.
I know, but I can't bring plants to my computer because they're dirty.
They're all gross instead.
I know, but no, they're growing in real time. You basically pick a pot, put plants in it, and there's a snail on the pot. I can't say the word pot. I just tapped the desk again. I think Josh is mad. That's right. No, Joey, don't do.
Did I do it?
But, it's right up there with Clicker Heroes as far as being a fishbowl game that is running on my computer basically constantly. Thank you, Josh.
Be careful about...
Every time we tap on the desk, he increases the font size of the notation. Please be careful about tapping on the desk.
Be careful.
Either way, guys, we are reaching the end of today's segment, and I just wanted to close in talking about our Patreon, which is at support.takethisstudios.com. Josh, if you maybe want to throw that up.
That'd be great if you could just...
And there it's your generous patronage. You can donate however much you want. It's a monthly thing of crowdfunding, similar to Kickstarter or something along those lines. And it's those donations, it's that patronage that keeps everything that Take This Studios does coming at you for free. That's including the stream, blogs, vlogs that we do, everything along those lines, the podcast, the news, and all sorts of interesting game development stuff that they've got rolling right now. It's a complicated time of year in gaming, so we're going to see what we can get rolling for that.
Indeed.
Also, please find them on Twitter at Take This Studios. You can also find them on YouTube, youtube.com/Take This Studios. It's all Take This Studios to keep things nice and easy.
Yeah.
Do find Joey. Give him a follow on Twitter. It's JoeHooligan89. You can find me there at Wizard Soup. You can also find me on the YouTubes. That's youtube.com/WizardSoupGaming. I've got stuff coming up weekly at least, if not more often. It just depends on what I've got going on in between working a super full-time job. But also on YouTube, I do want to give another shout out to our friend the Happy Cat over there. She's doing all of her game development stuff, all sorts of different wonderful things that you can get going. We really should get a slide for her worked up just to throw up when we talk about it, because I have to spell this every time. But when you make that search, it's the Happy Cat, HAPPIE. Make sure you get that right, or you're going to find something that's not her, and that's not what I want. Or me. But give her a look. She does the typical Let's Plays and everything like you may expect, but she also does Let's Make. These are very, very important as they cover very, very key concepts in game development. And also keep your ear to the ground on her most recent Let's Make project, in which each game developer has a hand as it moves down the line. This project is changing hands pretty regularly, I think, along the lines of 1 to 3 people a week, just depending on how fast each person is and whether or not people opt out or pass their turn, as it were. And you can also keep track of that very, very closely on her subreddit, and it's the Happy Makers there on the Reddit page. You can find that, and it details at length what this project is about, the exact rules of what's going on, and it's a great way to keep track of the progress that they're making there. So I encourage you guys to give her a look, just check that out. Give her a like, comment, follow, subscribe, just everything that you can do to show support for this girl. She's got an excellent thing going on, so please do check that out. Again, guys, this has been the Joey and Tyler SuperPower Hour, and this has been the Gaming Weekend News, or at least some of the more interesting things that I've been able to find. Like
Essentially.
I said, Metal Gear Solid 5 has basically dominated gaming news for the past week, so anything else has just been kind of quietly hushed and pushed to the side. Because there are about 800 million game reviews for Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain.
And they're all amazing.
And basically all of them are a 10 out of 10 or whatever score that you actually give them. So for me, it gets a 10 out of 5. So please, if you haven't played that, at least check it out. Read a couple of reviews, see what's going on with that. And look up a picture of Diamond Dog right now.
Matter of fact, I want you to go adopt a dog right now and name it Diamond Dog.
The stream is basically over. Go look it up right now.
Go do it.
Until next week, guys, we will see you then. That dog.
Really, that dog is just...
Josh bringing up pictures of that cute-ass dog.
We love you for that.
Stream. I don't.
Is the mic turned off?